Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to your lesson 9 lesson for today. This is our ninth lesson for Unit 4. We're coming close to the conclusion of our Unit 4. I hope that you've enjoyed just learning more about Don Quixote and his crazy person, his very unique personality. Um, and today we're going to continue with our chapter 11 and 12, learning a little bit more about Sancho. You see the title, an idealistic Sancho. So we're going to be learning a little bit more, or we're going to be able to compare and contrast these character traits of the principal characters. So Sancho and Don Quixote, we're going to look at those principal character and their characteristics. Also, you guys, I know that yesterday we read a few of the familiar stories and tales that we've read throughout the last 10 chapters. So I hope you enjoyed that as we dive into our lesson for today. Okay, so again, we're going to read chapter 11 and 12, and we're going to get further evidence, so information from our text and our reading about how to compare, or how we're going to compare, or how to, we're going to compare, can't speak, how we're going to compare Don Quixote's idealistic, he lives in this fantasy world compared to Sancho. He's very realistic. Remember, he told Don Quixote when Don Quixote tried to attack the windmills that they were windmills instead of Don Quixote thinking that they were giants. And it also shows the principle that people with different personalities can get along to accomplish a goal. Okay. Okay, so before we even go into our reading lesson, or read our reading today, we're going to look at our core vocabulary words. So our first core vocabulary word is Moors. That is a Muslim who was invaded and conquered parts of Spain in the Middle Ages. That's on page 32. Monumental is our next core vocabulary word. That means great or extreme. That's also on page 32. Brocade is another core vocabulary word. That's a type of fabric or cloth with raised designs in gold or silver thread. That's on page 35. Clergyman is a church leader who performs religious services, and that's on page 35 as well. And then laughing stock, which you might have heard this before, is a person regarded as very foolish and ridiculous, and that's on page 35. Okay, wow, boys and girls. So we're at chapter 11. So let's begin our reading. And after we get done with our chapter reading, we're going to discuss some of these questions and just, make sure that we're reading and comprehending. Okay, chapter 11, The Puppet Show. One day, Don Quixote and Sancho stopped at an inn. Later on, a man with a green eye patch came to the same place. He wanted a room, and the innkeeper, on recognizing him, said, "Of course, I'd give you a room if I had to take it away from the most powerful duke in Spain." The man went back outside for his belongings. Don Quixote wanted to know who that stranger so well received was. "He's a very famous puppeteer, that Master Peter," said the innkeeper. "He goes from town to town with a puppet show, and most unusual monkey, who can answer questions. The animal knows about the present and the past. You can ask him a question, he jumps on his master's shoulders and whispers the answer. Master Peter then tells you what the animal said." The man came back at that moment. The monkey got on his shoulder and started whispering. Without being asked any questions, Master Peter got on his knees in front of Don Quixote. Hugging the knight's knees, he said, "I embrace the knees of the most famous of all knights, Don Quixote de la Mancha, fighter of evil and savior of the unfortunate." How surprised Don Quixote was. The man went on, "You, Sancho Panza, are the best squire of the best knight in the world." Sancho's eyes were as big as saucers. "Now, in honor of you both and the other people at this inn," said Master Peter, "we're going to have a puppet show." The stage was set. Master Peter went behind the scenes to handle the puppets. A young boy stood by the side to explain the action and show with a pointer the different figures that were coming on stage. There was a blast of drums and trumpets. This is the true story of Donna Malacina, wife of Don Jerusos, on the occasion of her rescue from the prison in which the Moors, that's your core vocabulary, had her in Spain, the boy said. So we're going to stop right here, boys and girls, and pick up on our next video.